Hi, so my name is Sierra if you guys are new here, and I wanted to make a video over my experience and my injury because I know as soon as I got hurt, I took to Google, I took to YouTube, just trying to understand like what happened to me and what to expect because I'd never had anything like this happen to me before, or even known anybody in my life that this has happened to, so I was completely clueless. So yeah, here's my story and here's my journey. I'm definitely going to post update videos as everything hopefully progresses and going from there. So about 5 weeks ago, a little over five, I had a dislocated kneecap. Me and my husband are very active, so we had been hiking to this observatory and stuff because we are now living in Japan. And then like the next day I was just cleaning my house, but it is 3 stories because here in Japan they like to keep I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but they like to not take up too much space, so the houses are like 3 stories up instead of wide, so it takes up less room. But regardless, I was going from the top floor to the third floor a lot to clean my children's rooms and stuff like that, and my knee dislocated. I was just cleaning the house. I don't know if it was a mixture of me hiking and then walking 3 flights of stairs to clean my house or what, but I just turned and then I felt a snap or a pop. It happened so quickly and I fell to the ground. When I fell to the ground, I saw my kneecap, my right leg. I saw my kneecap on the right side of my leg and I was in extreme pain. I then, called for my husband, who called an ambulance. I was on the third floor when this happened, like on my side because I was terrified to move. I was in so much pain. I saw my kneecap on the side of my leg, so I was like internally freaking out. So when they put me straight on the stretcher, it popped into place. I felt like a huge, extreme amount of pain and then somewhat relief. Like I was still throbbing and stuff like that, but it wasn't actively feeling on fire. I went to the hospital. I got my initial x-rays and my kneecap went into place, so I got lucky. They didn't have to sedate me. It was an extreme dislocation. I'm guessing because I fell and I didn't catch myself or anything like that. I fell to the floor and I was there for a few minutes until EMS arrived, so I think it just made it a lot worse than a lot of people's, because when I took to Google, people are like, oh yeah, it pops into place and you can continue walking. I'm on week 5 and I cannot walk. I have no range of motion in my leg at all. Basically from my kneecap down is dead weight. I cannot move my leg to save my life. And I've tried countless number of times to move my leg. It's so draining to not be able to move your leg. Like, you can do it, but you're sitting there staring at your leg and it's just not going anywhere. And it's very depressing, especially on week 5 that I still can't move my leg. I finally had an MRI. It takes a long time to get care out here in Japan, so it's not as quick as it would be in the States, which would be like a matter of days or the same day. But not me. I had to wait almost 5 weeks for my MRI, but I finally got it done. And initially from our military doctor just briefly went over. I'm waiting on the translation from the Japanese hospital to fully understand my MRI, but from initial glance I didn't hurt my tendons or anything like that. So the way he tried to explain it to me is what he thinks is that the signal that it goes to my brain to tell me to move my leg is shut down because of the traumatic, because it was so much trauma or something like that. So yeah, I have to start physical therapy at the end of this week. Just trying to get the range of motion back in my leg to be able to move it again. And then I'll have to start physical therapy to learn how to walk again. And then later on down the road, and if I dislocate it again during therapy, then they'll go ahead and medevac me to get surgery on it. But I don't know, I'm kind of scared. I was kind of hoping for the surgery, that way I could just recover from it, because I really don't want it to dislocate again. I'm absolutely terrified just to start physical therapy and then it happened during physical therapy, just because the extreme amount of pain I was in. The first week was horrendous. I was not eating, I was not drinking, because getting from my couch like 20 feet to our bathroom was very, very hard on me. I was in extreme amount of pain when I had attempted to get into the car. And mind you, from like the couch to the bathroom, the couch to the car, I was bawling the entire time because it was so painful. My knee was the size of a grapefruit for 4 weeks and still swollen in some areas, just not as severe as it was. Like some areas went down so you can start to see the outline of my kneecap, but it's still very swollen. But getting into the car, like just trying to keep my leg stable and my kneecap stable, it had popped out of place again, just trying to get into the vehicle, and that was a whole nother pain in itself. And it was just very traumatic for me because I wasn't eating, I wasn't drinking because I was terrified to have to go to the bathroom because it was in so much pain just to get off the couch and then use the crutches to get to the bathroom. And then sitting on the toilet was a whole nother ball game because you had to keep your legs straight, or at least the best you can. And I was in this makeshift flimsy like brace to begin with, just because we don't have a real hospital where I initially went because I am on a military base, and it was just a mess. It was not a good time. It was very depressing. I was in my house stuck for like 2 weeks. I couldn't leave. My kids were starting school, and all that, and I just couldn't be a part of it. And my husband had to take some time off to help me. And it's just been really hard. And Google's not accurate for everything, but Google says a lot of people can walk initially after the first 3 days. I'm like, it's been over a month for me, and I can't even move my leg. And even in my locking brace, I still can't put any weight on it. So I can't even hobble. Like, I still have to be bound to a wheelchair and crutches, and it's been really difficult. And I guess I never saw this happening in my life, especially for how young I am. But we are going to continue this journey, and I'm going to take you guys with me because I found Google and other people telling their stories to be comforting. I was looking up a lot of videos on surgery, but now that I know that's postponed, I'm going to be watching a lot of videos on people just doing physical therapy for it and seeing what I can do at home, even though I can't move my leg. So it's very limited what I can do. Even bending my leg, I can't bend it more than like just a little bit, and that's with using my hands because it's so stiff. And my muscle, gone. So if you have a leg muscle that you are prideful in, it's going to be gone. I'll have to rebuild that. So that's also depressing because I was very active in the gym before this happened. I'm not sure why this happened to me. I've always had like semi issues with it. I think my knees just don't quite line up like they're supposed to, but I've been super active, always in the gym and stuff. And like for me to have this injury happen so easily while just cleaning my house, it's very depressing because like I was in severe sports or anything. I was just cleaning my house. Like, yeah, I'd hiked the day prior and I was climbing some stairs, but it's scary. I'm scared of the thought of it happening again just because it happened so easily the first time. But now that I know I have this problem, I'm going to be very vigilant and consistent with these exercises that like strengthen your kneecaps for the rest of my life. If you guys have been through this, or if you're currently going through this, reply in the comments. I found it very comforting to reach out and talk to other people who have been through this or who are going through this, just as a little community. So yeah, I'll keep you guys updated and stay tuned for the next video. And after this, I'm going to add some more clips that I've like filmed in the beginning, just so you guys can see like my new brace and my kneecap being swollen and stuff like that. And I will see you guys in the next video.